Okay, folks, here is what we have in store today. Happy hips. So we're going to be doing a workout that involves nothing but yourself, so just you and your body. We're going to do a combination of some really lovely stretches to open up the hips, to open up that pelvis, and some actual workout moves. Some from standing, some from down on the mat, okay? We're going to get stuck straight in. So we're going to kind of flow the stretches in with the workout itself, so we haven't got a separate warm-up. I'm going to get you to just hit your legs nice and wide to begin with. Point your toes out to the corner of your mat. All we're going to start with is a little gentle hinge across from side to side. So not coming too deep, okay? Keep your torso upright. Make sure that your knees are tracking in line with your toes. And we'll just start moving across side to side. Anytime we're kind of taking our legs wide and working on our hips and pelvis, we will also be activating into the pelvic floor. So if you think about your pelvic floor as a muscle, almost like a hammock muscle here, just think about gently pulling in from the sides and up from the bottom, like you're knotting the corners of a handkerchief together. So you've got a little bit of connection there. Just a little lift is what I'm going to say. A little lift. You can do the eyebrows. Good. So we're going to make this a little bit more dynamic, a little bit deeper now. So you're going to come all the way out and across. If you want to, you could lift the toes on the leg that's straight. You either have your hands out in front or just resting on your thighs here. We'll do a few more like this, and then we're going to take it into a hold. So let's do one more each side. One, then come into a hold. So you can absolutely rest down on your knee here, or you could come deeper down still, knuckles to the floor. You could even turn and lift that foot if you want to. You'll find the one that feels good for you. Good. And then walk it across and do the same on the other side. So maybe you come down here. This is where you should feel it all opening up the inside of your hips. Good. Release, come back up to standing. I want you to walk your feet back in a little bit more and turn your feet to face forwards now. From here, we're going to take it into our nice, deep sumo squats. So down as low as you can, all the way back up. Little squeeze of the glutes at the top there. And again, thinking about our pelvic floor, think about lifting up through your pelvic floor as you come up out of your squat. So it's a lift and a lift. You might not immediately kind of feel that connection, but I promise you, you will be doing something here, okay? Let's go for 4, 3, good, 2. On this last one, we're going to hold down. So come down into your nice deep squat hold. Back is still straight, so you're not curving forwards. Holding here. Good, stay with me, nice and low. And then I want you to straighten up your legs, bring your hands to your knees, push into this forwards fold, so a 90-degree fold. Again, back is straight, you're pushing into your bottom. Get a nice little hamstring stretch here as well. Good. And then come up to standing. Bring your fingertips to your temples. And we're just going to hinge forwards. So it's that 90-degree fold, all the way up to standing straight, and then all the way down, nice flat back. Good. These are called good mornings. Elbows wide, so you can't really see them. They're maybe just in your peripheral vision. Good, let's do 2 more like this. 1. And 2, come all the way up to standing. Walk your feet back in so they're just under your hips now, so slightly narrower. You're going to step your left foot forwards. Your right knee is going to bend, so come up onto the heel on that back leg. We're going to bend and we're going to come into a lunge. So just up and down. So the idea of this session today is that we're getting those hips moving in all different directions. So we're taking them out wide, we're getting them up and down, we'll be doing some rotational movement as well, so that they can really feel happy. Squeeze into the glute at the top here. Good, we've got 2 and 1. Sink all the way down now, bring your knee all the way down to the floor, unhook the toes at the back, step that front forward even further, and then hinge forwards. Maybe you hinge forwards and you just lean on your knee here, real opening up of your hip flexor, or again, you could bring knuckles down to the mat. We hold this really gorgeous stretch. Good, stay here. Feel that tension in your hip just melting away. And then when you're ready, press back up into this high kneeling position. Hold on to something if you're a little bit wobbly. You can step this front knee in slightly further forwards. We're going to inhale, take the arms up overhead. Lovely big stretch. If you want to add a little back bend in here, you can. If that doesn't feel nice, just stay up tall. Good. And then exhale, bring your hands down to the mat. Step both knees back, take it into a little cat-cow. Stretching out the spine. Good. Flatten back to all fours. And then that right leg, so the one that was at the back before, is going to step up the outside of your body. Hand that's next to it, so your right hand turns up to the ceiling. Lovely big stretch. And then option to flex those back toes and press off that back leg. If you're doing that, keep that leg really strong and straight, pushing into the heel. Good. Holding here. 2 and 1. Return the hand to the floor. Step that leg back and walk it back in to standing. Doesn't need to be a full smooth movement. Just come up as you need to. Give the shoulders a little roll through. We're going to repeat that on the other side. So this time you step the right leg forward. Left leg is back. Lift the heels. We take it into our lunge. Take your legs a little wider if you are feeling wobbly. And we're going for legs in parallel rather than trying to walk on a tightrope. And we come up and down, up and down. Obviously, the lower you sink here, the more of a stretch you're going to get, but the more you're going to be working into those quads as well. Good. We've got 3, 2, and 1. This time we come all the way down. Bring that back knee down to the floor, unhook the toes, step that right leg forward at the front, and then hinge forwards on this side. Stretching out here. Woo. So lovely. So we do get really tight through the hips. If you've got a job that means that you're sitting down a lot of the day, then your hip flexors are basically shortened. They don't get the chance to lengthen out. If you've recently been pregnant and you've been front loading your baby bump, the weight at the front, again, your hip flexors are shortening to support that load. Let's bring it up. Take the arms up overhead. Again, optional baby back bend. Stretching out. Always a good idea. Good. And then exhale, release the hands to the floor. Take the front leg back. Little cat-cow again here. Beautiful. And then step that left leg up the outside of your body to the left hand, knee into the armpit. Left arm turns, twists, opens up. Again with your optional press off that back leg. Hold it here. So after this, we're going to stay down on the mat. So when you're ready, release the hand, release the knee, and just swivel yourself around to sitting. Give your shoulders and your wrists a little roll through if you need to. And we're going to bring ourselves back onto our hands, not slouching in on ourselves, not curving our spine, not dropping our shoulders, but lifting that chest, nice straight spine, and then walk your feet out so you're quite wide. So you're in a supported position here, and we're just going to come into some little knee rolls to begin with. Again, because we're combining our strength, body weight strength moves and our stretches, we don't need to go into the stretchy ones as a full stretch to begin with, but if you gradually want to make these a little bit bigger and drop them down to the floor, if that feels nice, then do. If you want to come all the way around, then do. Again, not curving in, so keep that chest open. Good. Same on the other side. Perfect stuff. We're going to come up to sitting fully, so release your hands away from you. Take the soles of your feet, hold on to your ankles, draw them into your pelvis, coming into this lovely little butterfly stretch. So working into the inside hips, inner thighs here, bring your elbows into the crooks of your knee, have a little sway, side to side. Good. And then from this position, you can either use your hands to bring yourself back onto the mat and then re-find your ankles, or you can roll back onto your mat, take hold of your feet, come into happy baby. Good. And then release your feet down to the floor. A couple of little tilts of the pelvis here just to get that back positioning comfortable on your mat. And anything else, hair, bands, waistbands that need to be adjusted, then do. Arms relaxed down by your side. We're going to continue that pelvic tilt up into a bridge. Once we come up to the full height of our bridge, where we're not flaring our ribs, so our spine is nice and straight, we're going to open and close from the knees. So you're turning onto the sides of your feet and then drawing back into the flats of your feet. Knees dropping wide. We're going to try and keep the hips super stable. So your hips aren't dropping down, the knees are dropping down. You want to keep the height in the bridge, so squeeze into those glutes. Good. For 3, for 2, and 1. Stay in your bridge, but you're back on flats of your feet now. Lift it up a little bit higher if you feel like you've dropped slightly, and then rock up onto your tiptoes and lower the heels back down. Tiptoes and back down. So now we're stretching out the front of the hips again. You'll feel those quads activated. You'll feel those glutes activated. You'll get that stretch down through your hip flexors. Okay, so just keep lifting and lowering the heels without dropping the butt. Beautiful stuff. We've got 4, 3, 2, and 1. Release slowly down onto your mat. Bring one ankle across one knee into your figure of 4 stretch, and then just gently press that knee away from your body again, opening up, creating space. Holding here. Good. Exhale, release, switch sides. So cross over, figure of 4, and then press away. If as you're pressing away with the palm of your hand, you're also slightly pushing back with your knee into your hand, creating that dual tension. Look at even more work going on. Good. And release, perfect. Put the feet back on the floor. Soles of the feet come together, knees drop wide here into this full open stretch. You can bring your hands onto your inner thighs and gently press your legs away if that feels good. Or you can just relax and let them naturally fold open. And then from here, we're going to stay in this position. I know it's not super glamorous, but we're going to come into our bridges from here. This is the final strength move. So you're going to lift and lower here. You won't get as high as you perhaps will with your feet on the floor. Again, think about what's happening here. Beautiful stretch, opening out whenever do we get to do this. Pelvic floor is activating. Good, inner thighs. For 4, 3, keep those knees wide. 2, and 1. Release, bring the knees together, hug them into your chest, lift up your shoulders, have a little rock through here. We are going to make our way up to standing. So no rush, but bring yourself up, however you are ready. And then we're going to finish with some standing open doors. If you're feeling wobbly, hold on to something. We're going to come out and around, out and around. And I want you to see how happy your hips feel here. You might get a couple of little creaks and clicks as you start, but hopefully you've got a good range of movement. If we'd have started with these, you maybe would have been here, creak, 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 click, 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 but hopefully now you can come a little wider. Good, we'll switch sides. Beautiful stuff. 3, 2, and 1. And then bring your hands onto just above your hips, bottom of your waist here. We'll do a couple of little hip rotations like you're hula hooping. Get the knees involved, get that whole lower body involved, that lower back. How does everything feel? So good, so mobile. We can move. I hope you feel good, guys. I hope you might want to go and continue hula hooping into your day or your evening. Thank you, as always, for joining me. I'll see you all for the next one. Take care.